BNB is a bit of a mystery, and that's because the tokenomics, the supply development of BNB is very, very interesting. The supply is contracting over time. That's what we see over here, right? Circulating supply went from 163 million to 156 in the last year. That's good. But we don't see this being reflected in the price performance, unfortunately. So when you look at all kinds of altcoins, you usually see an expanding supply. And an expanding supply in general is a bad thing because the more supply there is on the market, the lower the price can go, right? The price is a reflection of supply versus demand. When supply goes down, price should go up if demand stays stable. This is not what we see with BNB. This is the BNB price in US dollars. And it doesn't look that bad, right? It's simply just going sideways. The problem is relative valuation. Cryptocurrencies are a game of playing opportunity costs. You need to get your altcoin to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum because altcoins have more risk, especially BNB being backed by Binance. If Binance gets, for example, regulatory issues, then BNB is likely going to go down as well, and the Binance Smart Chain might also get its problems. So you take on more risk, you should get more performance. But unfortunately, this is not what we see with BNB. This is BNB relative to Bitcoin, and this is underperforming quite a bit since the 24th of November versus Bitcoin. We have seen roughly 40% underperformance. And versus Ethereum, it's not that different. So a bit of a sideways trading range, but still since the peak in the middle of November, an underperformance of 36-35% roughly. So what's the problem here? It is that the Binance Smart Chain unfortunately has now more competition. So there are a lot of smart contract platforms and the total value locked as a share of the rest of crypto isn't developing that well. So let's first look at the price, at the market cap development. So this is the BNB dominance. So you're looking at all of the market cap of the entirety of crypto space, and then we look at how much of that crypto space is now locked up in BNB. How much is the market cap of BNB relative to the rest? And this is currently at 4.41%. And this is unfortunately also coming down from previously 6.3%. And this is due to the total value locked development. So this is DeFi Llama, BNB, and this looks at how much of capital is currently on the Binance Smart Chain. So BNB is the gas token of the Binance Smart Chain. This peaked at roughly 21 billion and is now at 4.6 billion. And of course, this is due to some of the platform's tokens going down. But even if we measure this total value locked in BNB, this tends to slide rather south. So here's the breakup of different layer 1 competitors, smart contract platforms, the Binance Smart Chain being at number 3. And when we look at, for example, Arbitrum, this looks very different. Here, look at the Arbitrum total value lock development. This is a new all-time high. So look at this, right? This is the Binance Smart Chain, the third entry here in this pop-up, and this was at around 20% here in the past, and this is now getting lower and lower. Currently only 9.8% of all of crypto's total value locked is on the Binance Smart Chain, and that's the root cause, all of that competition, in my opinion, why BNB isn't doing as well as Bitcoin or Ethereum. Even though the supply is going down, it's not going down as quickly as the demand is going down, and this causes the underperformance. There's simply too many other smart contract platforms out there that are similarly cheap and that do not have this centralization risk, as in regulators potentially coming after Binance. So what am I doing in all of this? I rather exit BNB. I did have quite a bit of BNB exposure in the past, and that was because of a correlation play between BNB and Cake, and I did Cake interest rate arbitrage, etc. More on this comes afterwards in this video. But right now, I think it's not that sensible to get into BNB. The further downside risk, simply just when we look at the historical past, relative to BTC is another 34%. Relative to Ethereum, it's another 34% as well. Very interesting. And the upside potential in my opinion, isn't really worth it. It's 55%. We can get this in all kinds of other altcoins. So why really be exposed to something that's already relatively high in terms of market cap and that can't grow that much anymore? That does have a lot of downside risk though, where the current momentum, unfortunately, isn't that positive right now. People are leaving the chain to lock up capital in alternatives that are similarly cheap. So if you haven't a specific use case why to get into the Binance Smart Chain, if there isn't a specific gap that pulls you into the ecosystem, then I don't really see the reason to be exposed to BNB. Even though supply is shrinking, it's unfortunately not shrinking enough. Now let's look at how we can generate alpha from all of this. I did do a nice interest rate arbitrage on Cake, and there are similar opportunities out there still. So if you're interested in that, it's one of the most successful videos on this channel. Feel free to check that out. That comes over here. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.